Meisner training provides the professional actor with a tool set that improves the actor's ability to audition and perform on stage and on screen with authentic behavior. Ryan Campbell, in this interview at the studio, discusses why he considers the studio a safe place to train.
I mean, honestly, I had no idea, really what professional training was. This is, the place that I was recommended by previous students to come and really check it out. If I wanted to train as a professional actor and not just kind of, hack my way through. It means hard work. It means a lot of hard work and dedication. Just like any craft. I mean, this is a place where you learn that you really have to put in 1,000 hours. You really have to come here and you have to have your mind set on becoming better and really improving. I learned that I have certain defenses that I didn't know that I had. I learned that I have feelings that I didn't know that I had. I learned that I have a perspective on just about everything. Even when, life has kind of taught me to just kind of, especially in New York City, to kind of just push things off and not really acknowledge everything. This school really teaches you how to acknowledge every feeling that you have and find out your perspective on everything. Overall, I think the biggest thing is just the listening. It's just like everyone thinks that they already listen. Like even when you're having a conversation, you feel like you hear people already and you're like, hey, I got what they said. But just, when you take these classes, you actually learn how to really take in what somebody's saying, take in what they mean by that, learning the subtext. This class, I mean, I can't even say that it's changed me. I would say that it's almost birthed me. Like it's birthed me as an actor. This is kind of my starting point. I definitely feel like this is where I'm learning technique for the first time. I'm learning how to craft for the first time. I'm kind of learning the behind the scenes stuff that you can't get just from watching or, being on set. It's a lot different than I expected, I would say coming in, I kind of had, I would say, what I call the Danielson mentality, which is like, you come in and you're like, all right, I'm going to learn some karate. You come in here and you're like, okay, I already know the kicks and the punches. I want to learn the cool stuff. And then you come in and, it's the same way of acting. You come in and you're like, yeah, I already know how to act a little bit. I want to learn how to get the Denzel tear. I want the fence's snot bubble. You're looking for these specific things. And then you walk in and Charlie just kind of laughs and he goes, okay. And then he tosses you a rag the same way Mr. Miyagi did. And he goes, wax on, wax off. And the wax on is your repetition. The wax off is your independent activity. And you just, you're just kind of building from there. It's honestly like one of those things where everything that you expect is probably going to be wrong. And he's going to show you how to work to get where you want to get. But, you have to put in the time and you have to learn the fundamentals. I mean, Charlie is our Miyagi. He is the person that, shows you how these, activities and this repetition leads to you being able to come alive during a scene. And, beyond that, I would probably compare him to like an architect. So he's like somebody who, is going to help you build the career that you want. And he's going to help you build the skills that you want and help you become the actor that you want to become, even though you probably don't know who that is. He's going to tell you the truth 24/7. He's not going to hold back. And it's all out of love, honestly, because you don't want, a teacher who's going to just ask you, well, how do you think you did? Or you don't want somebody who's going to, just kind of give you a generic answer. Charlie expects the best out of us and he's going to push you to that. And, I appreciate it as a student. Having your survival job, I mean, it's a necessary evil of the game, and it's one of those things where you get what you put into it. So, I mean, if you're not willing to, put your time into this, you're not willing to, suck it up after you get off of your 9 to 5 and come to class and really give your all, then, maybe it's just not for you. I mean, anything that you care about, you have to put the work in. I would say the number one reason to study at Maggie Flanagan is that it is a safe space for you to discover things and to learn how to act and learn how to work as a professional actor, learn how to train as a professional actor. It's like me as a student of color, it's very important that you feel comfortable, especially when you're doing things like activities where certain emotions are going to come out. And Charlie is somebody who understands, how things work outside of this space. And, he's, just like he said personally to me and to other students I've seen him say too, is like, I know that, society tells you there's certain things that you cannot do outside of this room, but here at Maggie Flanagan, this is your safe space. So you can feel comfortable. And that, that means the world to an actor who is opening up parts of your, personality and feelings that you've never experienced before.
Training at the Maggie Flanagan Studio for many students begins with the 6 and 8 week Meisner intensive acting programs. Actors who are interested in applying for admission to the studio should view the acting programs and acting classes page on the studio website. Interested students who have questions should call the studio during business hours at 917-789-1599.